The Spring Racing Carnival heads to Sandown for a scrumdiddlyumptious 10-race meeting, which features the Group 2 Zipping Classic. Stay tuned for my preview of the 2017 Zipping Classic right here on Bevo B5 Productions. Hello racing fans, welcome to my preview of the 2017 Zipping Classic. In this preview I'll go through the chances in some depth, the whole field and odds, the speed map, my tips and my roughie. So let's get straight into it. Our Mandan, the 2016 Melbourne Cup winner, came 12th in this year's Melbourne Cup. Damien Oliver comes back on after missing the Cup ride due to suspension. He has a good record on this horse, winning 3 out of the 4 races. Our Mandan is undefeated at the 2400 metre distance out of 1 attempt. Big Duke came 4th in the 2017 Melbourne Cup and ran very well. The horse has had 4 attempts at the 2400 metre trip and has won 2 and came 2nd twice. Damien Lane comes on. A Sign came 4th in the Group 1 Turnbull Stakes 2 starts ago over the 2000 metre trip at Flemington. Has a good record over the 2400 metre journey, winning 2 and placing in 2 out of 4 attempts. Is undefeated at Sandown out of 1 attempt. Kieran McAvoy comes on. Barisha came 2nd to Folkeswood 3 starts back in the Cranbourne Cup over 2,000 plus metres. 5th out of 17 last start on Melbourne Cup Day over the 2800 metre trip at Flemington. Has won once over the 2400 metre trip. Sosabon was a late entry to this race, came 3rd in the Group 1 Rupert Clark Stakes 3 starts back over the 1400 metre trip at Caulfield, then 11th in the Group 1 Kennedy Mile, and last start 10th in the Group 1 Emirates Stakes over 2000 metres, both at Flemington. Has failed in its only 2 attempts over the 2400 metre trip. The Taj Mahal came a brilliant 4th last start in the Emirates Stakes. Ben Melman keeps the ride, but it hasn't won beyond 1408 metres. Time now to have a look at the full field and odds for the Group 2 Zipping Classic over the 2400 metre distance, race 7 on the program. And of course, the race will get underway at 4 p.m. at Ladbrokes Park, Hillside in Sandown. You can watch all the action on racing.com, Sky Racing 1, and also 7-2. Our Mandan, the 2016 Melbourne Cup winner, is favourite at $2.60. Big Duke is not far behind, $3.40. At $4 we have the Taj Mahal, who was brilliant in the Emirates Stakes last weekend. Barisha is at $14. At $16 we have Sosi Bon. Consumata is at $18. A Sign is at $21. And then Dandy Gent is the lowest or the highest of the field, I should say, at $51. So that is the full field and odds for the Zipping Classic. Let's have a look at the speed map now, and the speed map shows that A Sign is the likely leader. I reckon that will be the case on race day. You can see the Taj Mahal not too far away. Our Mandan on the inside there, of course, coming out of barrier 1. It's going to be very interesting to see what the pace is like early in the Zipping Classic. So that is the speed map. Time now for my Zipping Classic tips. I'm going to put Big Duke on top. This horse was fantastic in the 2017 Melbourne Cup, coming 4th to, of course, Rekindling, Johannes Vermeer and Max Dynamite, who made up the trifecta. It hit the line strongly. It also has a good record over the 2400 metres. As I said before, 1st in 2, 2nd in 2 out of 4 attempts. That's pretty good. I think Damien Lane might be the right jockey for this horse, and I think it should do well. It likes these sort of distances, so I'm putting Big Duke on top. Our Mandan is 2nd for me. Is undefeated at this trip after 1 attempt. Was a little bit disappointing in the Melbourne Cup, but Damien Oliver comes back on. It should run well in this one. Of course, a less stronger field and a smaller field in this one, so it should do well. It should run in the top 3. I'm putting it in 2nd that is our Mandan. I'm putting the Taj Mahal in third, came fourth in the Emirates Stakes last week. I actually didn't expect it to run top four, but it, defied odds from my point of view and ran fourth in the stakes. Ben Millman keeps the ride. The only query is it hasn't won beyond 1,400 plus metres. But I think it will do very well and finish in the trifecta. So the Taj Mahal is third for me. And then I'm putting in fourth Sosibon, who is coming off a string of Group 1 races. Ran in the Rupert Clark, then ran in the Kennedy Mile, and then last week ran in the Emirates Stakes. Comes back to a smaller field. I think this horse will do well in this sort of environment, I suppose, in this sort of field. And I think it will run top four. Sosibon, fourth for me. So that is my tips for the Zipping Classic. And my Zipping Classic roughie is number 3, Assign. I think this horse is capable of winning this race. It has a good record over the 2,400 metres. Is at 20 plus odds and might be worth a couple of bucks each way, or an each way bet on this horse, because it does have a good record over the 2,400 metres. Is undefeated at Sandown out of one attempt, only one attempt, but you still got to take it into account. Doesn't have the best form. It only came fifth in the Coongy Cup last start, but it did well in the Turnbull, running fourth to, of course, Winks, Humidor, and Ventura Storm, who came second in that race. It actually ran pretty well in the Turnbull, I thought. So I think going to 2,400 metres, I think this horse should do well. It is going to be the likely leader, so that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But if it gets a good lead, it might take some catching. Who knows? So Assign is the roughie for me. I'm pretty big on this horse. I think this horse can cause an upset. I think if there's one roughie in the race, this is one of them that could cause a little bit of an upset in the Zipping Classic. Yeah, that's my roughie. Time now to have a look at the rest of the race card for the Sandown Spring Carnival race day. This is a massive race day. It includes 10 races, 4 listed races, 4 Group 3s and 2 Group 2s. It is truly a massive day of racing, the biggest day at Sandown, no question about that for the year. And, of course, some of the highlights include the Sandown Cup over the 3,200 metres. There's also the Sandown Guineas coming up after the Zipping Classic. There's a bunch of other races as well that I cannot wait for. It is going to be a great day of racing. 10 races at Sandown. You can watch it all on racing.com, Sky Racing 1. You can only watch races 3 to 9 on 7-2. But yeah, it's going to be a cracking day of racing. And that is it for my preview of the 2017 Zipping Classic. Cannot wait for the race and the entire meeting at Sandown. It is going to be incredible. Of course, if you want to know more of my tips from the other races, then make sure you stay hooked to my Twitter at twitter.com/BevoB5. My tips will be up before every race. So just go to my Twitter account and stay hooked to that. Make sure you like, comment and share this video, much appreciated, and also subscribe to this channel, because I'll be back next week with another horse racing preview, Railway Stakes. It's a Group 1 race. It is going to be a really good race. Of course it's one of 3 races, Group 1 races, as part of the Ascot Racing Carnival, so cannot wait for that. And also stay tuned for all my other content as well. An Ashes preview is coming up, of course, and a lot of other content to come over the summer as well. So subscribe to stay tuned to that. That is the best way. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching. Until next time, I'm Bev. Catch you later.